Good morning. Today I want to talk to brand new teachers about how to get ready for the first day of school in your first year of teaching. Even if your student teaching experience included you attending work days and pre-service days before the first day of school, as you get your new job, you may feel a little confused about what to do because when you did it as a student teacher, your mentor teacher was telling you what needed to be done. Now you have to figure it out on your own. So what do you do? Well, the first thing you might want to do is talk to a mentor or a teacher next door and find out what types of things she or he are working on. And once you find that out, start jotting down some things that you see that you need to do. So make a list. A list is very important because not only will the list help you remember what you need to do, but as your list grows, you will be able to look at it and see what's accomplished by marking it off. And the list keeps you from feeling overwhelmed. And let me explain why that is. When we're overwhelmed, sometimes we have all these things hitting us at one time, and we think there's just no way we can accomplish it. But when we actually make a list of the things that we need to do, we realize that there's some things that could actually wait till another time, and so they lose their importance and they help you feel more in control of that list. After you've talked to your mentor, go back to your classroom and check it out. Look to see, do you have the correct number of desks? If you don't know if you have the correct number of desks, you need to go get your roster and see how many desks you need. Check the condition of your desks and make sure that they're usable. If not, you need to tell the office. Do an equipment check. Do you have the correct number of calculators? Do you have important lab supplies? Does your computer at your teacher station work? Is your smart board operating? All these types of things. It's important to equipment check because the sooner you get that work order turned in, the more quickly you can get something done to make sure that you can use those things at the beginning of school. You need to check out the textbook situation. Do you have textbooks? If not, are there any? Where can you find them? Do you have textbooks that need to go to every student, or do you just have a class set? How do you assign textbooks? These are a lot of questions that you need to ask, so find yourself a mentor and or someone who can answer these questions for you and get to it. Once you kind of get your feet wet this sort of thing, start visiting other classrooms in the building. The other teachers don't need to be there when you do that. Just kind of poke around and stick your head in the door and look to see what they're doing, because if they've been there a while, then there's some things that they've learned that work at the beginning of school, and you can steal some ideas. Never think of it actually as stealing. Teachers joke when they say steal because we all know that are in the profession that we were extremely not only happy to share, but we are actually complimented or feel good about people when they ask if they can share our idea. So after you've gotten your roster, you want to think about assigning seats. If you have the same group of students all day, that's pretty easy. I, in another video, did recommend about how to assign seats. I usually did it by alphabetical order and then made changes after the first day. If you have to assign seats for multiple classrooms, like most of you who are middle grades and secondary, that you can get a little index card and just write first period John, second period Sue, third period. So that way you've got it all worked out. And then on the first day of school, they can just walk in and find their desk. Be thinking about what supplies your students need for the school year, because parents want to know this information up front. And if there's any way to get that information out to the parents prior to the first day of school, then I would certainly take advantage of that. Be thinking about your rules. As I hope you know, rules need to be general things, like when the teacher is talking, no one else is talking. That's a good rule. Being prepared is a good rule. So these are general terms. It's your procedures where you get really, really picky. And the difference between a rule and a procedure, in my mind, is that a rule is something that if you break it, there's a consequence. A procedure is something that you need the students to cooperate in doing in order to get things to run smoothly in your classroom. But if a procedure is raise your hand, that's a procedure, not a rule, because I don't think you're going to really punish a child for not raising their hand. In this day and age, you'd be handing out punishment all class period, and it wouldn't be pretty. So be thinking about your rules and procedures, and post your rules. Now, if you're lucky, your school already has a set of rules that they have. That's a very short list, something like 4 to 6 rules, and you can just laminate those and post those up in your classroom. Make sure that you do think about your procedures. How are students going to sign out to go to the restroom? How are they going to go? When are they going to go sharpen a pencil? Where are they going to turn in their work? That sort of thing. And that's the sort of thing you need to practice with your students on the first day. Also, on the first day of school, you're going to want to talk to them about the drills, safety drills, fire drills, intruder alerts. All those things need to be gone over with your students on the first day. So now you need to be thinking about what you're actually going to do with your students on the first day of school. And this doesn't need to be a formal lesson plan. Yay! This needs to be just a list. So list out the things that you're going to do, maybe even put them by topic on the board where the students can see them. It might include collections, getting forms distributed or collected. This is going to be going over your rules and procedures. Even if I think it's good to go ahead and take a look at the textbook. If your school requires that you have a syllabus, have that ready and give it to the students on the first day of school. A parent letter is an excellent idea for them to take home on the first day of school, even if it's just friendly and not informative, just something to let them know that the parents are part of the team as well. Now, you're just going to have to plan day by day for a while. And this is sometimes, daunting because you're thinking, oh gosh, but that's about all you're going to be able to do at the beginning. The teacher next door has been teaching 20 years. She may have her entire year planned out, at least to some degree, but you're not there yet. You've got to figure out what works in your class and how much you can get accomplished in a day, and you need to get to know your students. Please don't put your students in grouped desks just yet unless that's the way your classroom is with tables and you don't have any choice. Traditional rows are better to start out with. It helps you to get to know their names. Also, as you get to know your students, then you can use knowledge of students to start grouping them and letting them work in groups. Until you have knowledge of students, it could very well go pretty poorly. But let me emphasize that you may feel overwhelmed, you may feel like you've got too much to do, and this is normal. It is very normal. Reach out for help. Ask questions of the people who offer to help anytime you can. And make a list. List. This list is important because it's going to keep you organized and it's going to help you feel like you are in control of what all needs to be done, and it will help you prioritize. Because clearly, if you've not looked at your class roster yet, you don't need to be hanging up a bulletin board. Okay? prioritize, and get it done. I hope you have a good beginning of your first school year. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope it's a very positive experience, and maybe you need to watch my video on the honeymoon period. I'll talk to you later. Have a good day.